That was Alicia Keys' diary. So another school shooting, another mass shooting in America, or what we commonly refer to as Wednesday. It was yesterday. It is 2018. There have been 19 school shootings. That is a school shooting every 60 hours. While a lot of gun deaths have gone down in the country, what has risen is mass deaths. You have President Trump. And it riles me when I hear people talking about let's not politicize this issue. If this were a guy who did exactly the same thing, instead of Nicholas Cruz, his name was Muhammad or Jamal, that would be exactly what they would be doing. He was a 19-year-old trouble boy who was flagged and talked to by the FBI, couldn't come to school with a backpack because he was a dangerous guy. But he lived in Florida where he could buy a long gun, but he couldn't buy a rifle. I mean, he could buy a long gun, but not a handgun. Assault weapons that weapon did exactly what it was supposed to do. You are not a hunter when you buy those weapons, and stop telling me you're a good guy. You're a bad guy waiting to happen. You're waiting for the government to go crazy. You're waiting for there to be some kind of race war. You're waiting till somebody pisses you off at work. You're waiting for aliens to come. Whatever it is, that gun is only for one thing: to kill a lot of people really fast. America has either we're going to decide what kind of country we are. 30,000 people, if they die in America from the opiate crisis, it's a crisis. They die from opiate, we call it a crisis. 30,000 people die every year by guns, we call it the price of freedom. Stop telling me if you see something, say something. If I see something and I do say something and you do nothing, we're back in this situation again. These are getting more and more violent. The last 3 mass shootings we have become the most violent. We are dying. Our children are dying. We watch politicians take money from the NRA. Why don't they start acting like parents instead of politicians? But if they don't care about their kids, they don't care about yours. You have a choice. Is this the kind of country you want to live in? They don't have to work for us. They get to. If we are single voter issues, why can't the single issue be the preservation of our children's lives? 95% of Americans believe in enhanced background checks. 79% of Americans believe these weapons should be off the street. They believe there should be a ban on them. We have 3% of our population that owns 50% of the guns, and the NRA is about 2% of the population. How are we letting such a small, narrow group put us in danger like this? When is enough enough? Somebody on TV was saying, what are we going to tell their children? There won't be any children left. They can't go to school. They can't go to movies. They can't go to church. They can't go to concerts. When is enough? When does our love of guns? Listen, you could have guns. Why do you need a gun that does this? Whose house are you protecting? And what are you expecting to happen? A battalion to invade your house? Stop telling me how you're a good person, a good guy. If you have a gun like this, you're not. And if you keep allowing these things to happen, stop telling me who you pray to, unless you're praying to the NRA. Stop telling me how godlike you are and how Christian you are and how you love the tenets of Christ when you won't even do the basic thing he asked you to do. Take care of our children and our poor. Either we are cowards or this is the way we think this should be. Those people don't have to work for us. They get to. Our children are dying in the streets. And you say dumbass stuff like if we brought prayer back, all we have to do is bring prayer back. We lost our contact with God. Prayer without the work that is necessary means nothing. Faith without works is dead, just like those 17 children that we did nothing about. All we're going to do is pray. You want to bring prayer back in school and you do nothing about those guns, then be prepared for a whole lot of kids to be getting shot on their knees. That's a little note from the GED section. We got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.